ETH, we start with the 1 hour chart. You want to see how we can look for trade. Before I start the analysis, just I want to highlight that we have a Telegram and a Twitter. Mostly whatever the links, whatever the video I upload on the YouTube, the links I will share there. If anyone they cannot get the notification from YouTube, they can join. And beside that, if there is any update, I will share on the Telegram. And beside that, we have a playlist where they can find the updates late easily rather than searching on the main page. And right now we move to 1 hour chart. If we refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, we mentioned we want the price to drop, and this is what we get. And anyway, when the price was within this correction, I mentioned how we can look for trade, and even I mentioned if the price reverses as a corrective move, we are not going to look for buy, because even if we wants to look for buy, it doesn't give us really good trade setup. Okay, now we want to see what's the next, whether we can look for buy from here or not. Even if we want to look for buy, since we mentioned if we get a sharp move like a correction, we can look for buy. This is we get the sharp move and this is a correction. Right now we don't have any trade setup. And even if this one turned to, we need this one turn to a deeper move or deeper correction before we take the trade. First of all, if the price continue from here, we are not going to look for buy as well, because we don't have any trade setup. What I do in this video, I mean, in my analysis, we try to find how we can look for the charts and how we can get the trade setup that can give us a better opportunity in terms of the risk and reward. We are not going to look for all the trades, those trade setup that can give us a good trade in terms of the risk and reward, okay, and can give us a confirmation for the next move. All right, now if we want to look for buy from here, we prefer this one turn to a bigger correction, okay, and even if the price simply continue from here, we are not going to look for buy. And beside that, even if we get any trade setup for buy from here, we need to know where is the stop loss is below this and where is the target. We need to see the breakout of the stop, okay, and in terms of the risk and reward, does it give us any good trade setup or not? Okay, now we move to higher time frame. We want to see how we can look for a chart. If I move to daily chart, we mentioned we can expect the price to consolidate here for longer time before we get the reversal. All right, now the only question whether we can expect the price to retest the previous low or the price can continue from here. Okay, mostly if the price retests the previous low, any reversal can give us a better confirmation for reversal as a sharp move. But how about if the price reverses from here? We cannot confirm about that. And even if we want to look for buy for long term, we need to see the breakout of this correction, which is this one. Okay, now how to look for trade? We move to forward chart. If we refer to our analysis, we mentioned since the price was within this move, we mentioned we want to get the drop, and this is what we get. And we mentioned if we see the breakout of the previous low, any reversal, it can give us really good trade setup. But as we can see, the price, the way is reversing. That means still we are within this wedge. Okay, and we want to see whether, as we can see, the way is moving, and finally we will get the sharp move, either up or down. We cannot confirm with that. All right, but mostly we want to see the continuation as up move for long term. But using these lines for getting the signals is not really good idea. That's why I mentioned in my last, we are not using this. This things is indicative for us to show the pattern, the way the chart is forming. Okay, now how to look for trade? We don't have any trade set up here. And if I move to 1 hour chart, I'll mention the only way we can look for trade for buy if this one turned to the correction. Then we can consider to look for buy. And that time the traders, they need to know what is the risk and reward and what they are looking for. Okay, that means if we get any trade for buy, here is it we consider as a short term. First things we want this one turn to a bigger correction. Then if we want to look for buy, the only way is to put our entry above the top. Rather than that, we don't have any other option. Okay, and how about if the price continue from here? We are not going to take the trade. As we have seen, sometimes we have this kind of the corrective move and the price can drop. That's why simply we cannot buy. That's why I don't want to call it trade setup right now. I need to wait and see what we get here. Okay, as I mentioned, we try to find the best trade setup that can give us a good trade in terms of the risk and reward. And we are not going to buy any of them. We say whether it's going to moon or anywhere else. Okay, anyway, If we want to look for buy, wait and get the deeper correction. And then another few hours before we take the trade, similar to what when the price was within this move. I mentioned technically we see the price drop very sharply. And technically we know when we see this kind of the move, we can expect the price to drop. But I mentioned if we want to look for either sell, let this one turn to deeper correction. Then from there we can see whether we should look for buy or sell. And as we can see, there was no opportunity to look for sell. Mostly what is forming here is a buy. Okay, that's why right now is not conform with the buy. We cannot simply buy. Wait for the DP flag or correction. Then if we get the trade, the only way is to put our entry above the top. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.